How's it going, everybody? This is Sean with Paper Planes, and today I'm explaining to you how the summoning process works in the video game Dark Souls. First off, we've got some summoning rules. The host must be human. The player being summoned can be human or undead. The host must be within, not exceeding, 15% plus 10 soul levels above or below the player to be summoned. Now, I know this is 100% accurate with the PC version of this game, but I have a feeling that with PS3 and Xbox 360 that this number is actually 10% plus 10 soul levels above or below the players to be summoned. This could be changed with the new DLC added, but I'm not 100% on that. So, someone in the notes below in the comment section, please let me know how that stands, if you do know, in fact. Okay, so for example, for the PC version, if you have a soul level 50, you could summon up to a soul level 67, but not higher than a soul level 68. So that would be 7.5, which is your 15% of 50, plus 10 soul levels, which is where we get the number 67 from soul level 50. This is actually 67 and a half, but it has to be whole soul levels. It doesn't work with decimals, so there's no rounding up or anything like that. Okay, and the last rule for summoning is the host's area boss must still be alive. This is extremely important. If the host has killed the boss, they will not be able to summon for help. And at that point, why would they want to summon you unless they were trying to get assistance in PvP? But they also can't be invaded in that area if they've killed the boss either. So get all of the smaller mini bosses and difficult areas done with your friends or your summoning assistants before you kill the boss, because you're not going to be able to get their assistance afterward. Okay, part 2 of this tutorial and information piece is understanding peer-to-peer IP pools. This is extremely important. Dark Souls connects to Games for Windows Live on PC, and I believe it might do that for Xbox Live, and obviously PlayStation 3's networks are their own. So it connects through these different networks for authentication. Alright, and the game communicates with a single Games for Windows Live internet protocol, which is what we'll call an IP, and it starts adding players into your IP pool, which is peer-to-peer pool. Okay, so this process begins at the title screen, and it will continue to input new IPs frequently. This can be anywhere from a few seconds to a few minutes, and this process just continues. So one thing that I recommend is, if you know you're going to play Dark Souls with your friends, or you know you're going to have people that you want to join you to help fight bosses, load it up and go do something for 15 to 20 minutes. If you know you're going to play after dinner, then load up the game before dinner. That way, when you come to sit down and play, your IP pool has filled up with many IPs, and your summoning capabilities will be that much more successful. Okay. Also, this is not prioritized by location. This is important to understand. It's completely random, and it will possibly select many IPs from different countries and areas of the world before adding localized IPs to your peer-to-peer pool. Okay? This means that it's not much of a problem for general gameplay if you're just going to play with random strangers, because those people are all over the world, and that's fine, because what does it matter where they live? But it can extend the time it will take for you to summon a local friend, like someone that lives down the street. You're not going to have any much of a better chance to summon them as you will someone that lives all the way across the world. It's totally random. So by the time that their IP pool connects with yours, it's just random. It could be the first one or it could be the last one in your pool. But so take it for what it's worth. I mean, if you're trying to play with specific people, you have to understand you need to be patient. Okay, part 3 is Dark Souls uses your IP pool to create a peer-to-peer web, which basically sends soul signs throughout the player base. This takes an average of 15 minutes to reach a healthy IP pool. Quitting to the title screen will purge your IP pool. changing zones will not. Okay, so if you're getting frustrated and you're waiting to connect with people and it's not working, do not quit the game and try to reload stuff. That totally makes you start from ground zero. I learned this the hard way, and this is the whole reason I'm making this tutorial for people, is because I want you to learn from my mistakes and research. Okay, any player who is summoned or any invader is added to your IP pool. This is what makes it a lot easier to summon someone once you've already done so. So if you're playing with a friend or a stranger and one of you dies, just go back to where their summon sign originated from, and they're most likely going to put it down again, and you'll be able to connect with them at a much higher success rate than you would anyone else. All right, part 4. Nearly all the summoning advice you read is wrong. This is totally true, because I've spent a lot of time researching this, and people would always say, go near a bonfire, put your summoning sign down multiple times. If your buddy can't see it, you've got like connection issues and this and that. None of that stuff is really true. Okay, replacing your summoning signs is really bad. That's going to make your summoning success rate go down a ton, and it'll probably never let you connect with your friend if you do that, because you've got to give it time. You've got to give it time to spread out through the IP pool and for people to see it. So that's what I'm going to explain right now. Basically, when you place your soul sign, it is sent to all the players in your IP pool. Then it is sent to each player they are connected to until it reaches someone who wants to summon you. Therefore, the bigger IP pool, the higher the chance you will be summoned. Replacement of your soul sign is actually counterproductive, as it sends false signals throughout the peer-to-peer network. Okay, when you're trying to play with someone specific, doing anything but waiting tends to be counterproductive. All right, here are some reasons for summoning being failed. All right, if the player disconnects, you're not going to be able to summon them. If the player was summoned by someone else, you're not going to be able to summon them. If the player has died, you won't be able to summon them. If the player left the valid summon area, you won't be able to summon them. If the player's soul sign is being replaced constantly, you won't be able to summon them. Okay. Another reason could be your firewall is blocking inbound UDP traffic. So check your firewall settings and make sure that that is not happening and that it's allowed. Okay. And the most common problem for summoning failed is what is called peer-to-peer echoes. And this is probably the most important part, so pay attention. As I mentioned before, your summoning sign is placed and it must travel across direct IP connections to reach another player. Since it may have to travel from country to country before it gets to you, there's quite a bit of delay involved. The summoning sign sends out pulses for about 30 seconds before it disappears. Therefore, often when it shows up in your game, it's actually no longer valid as connection pulse has ended. You will notice that the summon sign will usually disappear within seconds after a summon attempt which fails. This works the same way with invasions. The best thing you can do is wait for summon sign to show up again and keep trying. You typically get the summoning to succeed within 3, 4, maybe 5 attempts. No, not much longer than that. Having the player replay soul signs just makes the problem worse. And like I said, quitting the game and reloading completely purges your peer-to-peer IP pool, making you start the process all over. So the keys to understand here is you're probably going to fail your first few summoning attempts. Keep on the person that you want to summon. If it's someone specific, do not replace or have them replace their summoning sign. Just leave it there. Keep trying to summon, and it'll happen. You just have to be patient. And that's the whole point of this game in general. I mean, I know the summoning thing is a pain in the butt, but just like in this game, if you're not patient, you're going to die. You plan out your attacks. You plan out which way you're going to run. You're going to zig, you're going to zag, whatever you're going to do. Every one of you that plays this game knows that if you don't go in there with the game plan and are patient, you're going to die. So This summoning process is the exact same way. Yeah, it can be a little bit boring sometimes, but once you understand how to effectively do this, everything will be so much easier for you, and you won't regret it as much, because what you're doing right now is making your wait time so much more exaggerated than what it should be. Literally, it takes about 5 to 10 minutes when I want to summon specifically, if we're both doing things correctly. So share this with your friends, educate people you know that play the game, make sure that people understand this process, because once they do, it's going to make summoning for everybody that much better. All right, so thanks a lot, guys. Check out future videos, like, subscribe, share the video, and check us out for more later on. Take care.